Good evening, sports fans! Crobat for the win of the Token Minorities here today with Season 8, Week 8 of the NPL against Matty Brollic of the Los Angeles Reshirams. We've got an LA rival here today. We've got to win this game if we want to jump ahead, make the playoffs. This game has to be our best. We've got to put our best foot forward. We've got to defeat Matty Brollic. We have to do it. If we don't, the buck is done here. We're almost finished. But you know what? We're going to give it our all this week. We're not going to surrender. We're going to do this today. Why don't we see what the teams are? Alrighty, so Matty decided to bring Mimikyu, Latios, Keldeo, Azelf, Nidoking, and Celesteela, and you always know my team of Jamokes. They are in the team builder that went up yesterday, but just in case you forgot, we got Gotharita, Goth Jr. as I call it. It's Entropy actually, as we're going to find out. First appearance, by the way, excellent 1-point pickup. We've got Lantern, Mamoswine, Tornadus Therian, Cobalion, and Victini, so that's the squad we're rocking this week. All in all, I'm thinking Victini's probably not a bad lead. It could probably U-turn on turn 1 if I have to. It can hit just about everything, so I'm feeling pretty confident in that. I'm going to start the game right now. Let's jump in. So I do start off with Victini, as he leads with Nidoking. Now this is a free chance to U-turn into my Gotharita, turn 2, so he sets up his rocks, but can't go anywhere. And look at that Sludge Wave, it did 26% to Gotharita. I could not believe that, and Psychic takes it out on turn 3!
Here comes the rush, Schaub steps up, Schaub throwing, on the move, up in the air! It's caught by Johnson! Touchdown!
Gotharita gets its first KO as we see Mimikyu come in, and I do not like Mimikyu at all. I know I have my Mimikyu check in Cobalion here, which is very helpful for sure, so I Volt Switch, hoping to just break the disguise. I don't. It ends up hitting the Keldeo though, which is nice. That is definitely nice. Now he's going to protect, fearing any attack I have, except I'm going to rest. That is where you're wrong, Matty. This thing is trapping it right now, and look at that. A crit Scald did 32%, and that actually kind of hurt a little bit, because I think that means we're going to have to go through another round of rest once I wake up. But really, it's not that big of a deal at all, actually. I probably didn't even need to, but just for safety's sake, maybe min rolls, max rolls. We don't want to do anything crazy here. So it is going just like I planned in the team builder. Yes, my Entropy is asleep right now, and it is a little bit annoying, of course, but if I could just set a Toxic up on this thing right now, I have more than enough HP to even live, hopefully live a crit. Maybe a max roll crit, might not, but pretty much, as long as it's a normal hit, definitely can live. Actually, that was probably a min roll crit, doesn't matter. I get to go to sleep, and Matty is frustrated right now. I am absolutely frustrating him with this Gotharita. He didn't see it coming out of nowhere. A 1-point pickup leading into week 8 from free agency. It is going to take this Keldeo down. Scald right here. He just keeps scalding away, which amazes me. I'm just going to keep resting. I've got nothing to lose. Ideally, I don't want this thing asleep too. That's the problem. I'm going to try to switch and play funny with him, but he's Secret Swords.
It's snapped over the head of Peyton Manning. A flag is down, and the ball's out of the back of the end zone.
Unbelievable. I wish that I got that prediction right. It's really unfortunate because actually that kind of hurts my Lantern a lot right now. I get to KO that thing with a Volt Switch. The Lantern gets a KO, that's nice at least. I want to go to my Tornadus so I can hopefully just defog the rocks away as he goes into Celesteela. Now there is the Leech Seed. Now here I want to explain kind of my rationale. So this is my Firium Z Tornadus Therian. I want to convince him beyond any doubt I do not have Firium Z, because I know he's going to have Leech Seed and Protect. I do not want him to Protect when I go for Z Heat Wave. And I absolutely do not want to waste my Z Heat Wave. I need it. I need him to be at about 60-65% to safely, easily KO this thing. Maybe 70%. If he's at around that health range, I know I can KO with a Z Heat Wave. So I need those two conditions. I need it so that way I know he won't protect. He thinks he's in a range where he is safe. And I need it so that way he's not protecting. And I want to get in his head a little bit. So this is going to be a long series of turns right here. Why don't we jump in? I may turn it to fast speed if I deem it way too spammy. I'm going to go for that defog as he seeds again. I actually misclicked on that defog. It really didn't matter all that much at all. It made no difference on the game. That was a pure misclick on my part. But by the time I noticed, by the time I was like, oh shoot, and then I just went back. But oh well. Not a big deal. Once again, my Tornado Stand recovered all damage back up real quick. Now here's Leech Seed, here's Heat Wave, I reveal it, but he sees it only doesn't even do half to him, so he's not that scared if he's above half health. And he knows he's got Leech Seed, and he knows I'm just going to play games with him all day with this. He just keeps protecting, as I'm going to go back and forth between Victini and between Tornado Therian, who has Regenerator, by the way. See, there's the Protect on the Heat Wave, which is what I am not a fan of course, but he's going to Leech Seed on my Tornadus. See, now he's at 60%. This is a good range, but I don't want him to double protect or protect like he just did right there. I'm trying to prevent that, and I'm trying not to hit attacks with Victini because I don't want him to protect, and I don't want to lock myself into something. That's the last thing I want for sure. And he starts to set up with his Mega Latios, and actually I'm starting to get a little bit scared of this thing. I go to my Mamoswine, Ice Shard to do big damage. I probably won't live in attack. I probably will live in attack, I mean, which is good, so I can Ice Shard again if I have to. I'm honestly mostly okay with this. I needed that Latios down to low health, so now I can go to Tornadus as he sets up the Leech Seed. I'm wondering if he has Heavy Slam. Is his only attack Earthquake or something? That'd be crazy to me. Maybe to stop the Victini, I don't know. But like I said, this is why I'm not staying in with Victini. I don't want to lock myself into a move. I want nothing crazy to happen here. I don't want him to go into Mimikyu and get up a free Shadow Sneak or anything here. So it will be just another switch into Victini. Once again, just Leech Seeds and switches. Leech Seeds and switches. Nintendo Switches, I don't own one yet, but you would think I would with the amount of switching I'm doing here. We're already at turn 40, by the way, so here's a Heat Wave. He does go to 46% after the Leech Seed, so we're starting to get to a point where I'm thinking the Z Heat Wave might be good, because I think he's convinced I don't have it. Now, he Heavy Slams here, and I don't like that. He did not go for Protect. And now I do put all my faith in humanity. Inferno Overdrive. There we go.
Hit the music. Let's go. Strike up the band, baby.
Yeah, hit the music.
On the way.
You know, funny, Shane McMahon doesn't seem all that enthused right now, does he? You know what? Joey, I'll celebrate along with this. This is great news. Look at Shane.
Finally, Celesteela is gone. This game's looking pretty good. It's 5-3 right now. He's Shadow Balled with his Elf. I don't think that's a huge problem, but I probably should just go into Tornadus Therian because I know that it'll take it really well. He proves that to be a Scarfa's Elf. Really unfortunate, which means I gotta switch out. I'm gonna have to go back into Gotharita, probably just die. Unfortunate, but because I'm sleeping, I just could not do anything against it. Now I can go back into Tornadus Therian and just take the Shadow Ball, get the special defense drop, which since I'm at 2% health and I just U-turn means absolutely nothing. It's gonna live to see another day as I go into Cobalion. Now here, Latios is gonna pose a problem. I got Iron Head. As long as he doesn't have Roost, I'm safe. I am totally... Ah, shoot. He's got Roost, so Iron Head's going to be no good, and he can try to set up on me. Now this is my strategy. I'm going to Swords Dance while he does that so he cannot set up. I'm going to go for an Iron Head. He Psy Shocks, and it's going to do big damage. It is an almost KO'd Latios with a Mimikyu left in the back at 90% health. So here's my Victini, going to get my U-turn off for free. This is it. This is it. I can win this game. I go into Tornadus Therian to U-turn, break the disguise. I gotta go into Mamoswine. Alright? The problem is he outspeeds my Mamoswine, so he gets his free Shadow Sneak off. It's unfortunate, but I want to explain something. The reason why I'm doing this is because I knew he was going to set up a Swords Dance. I knew it, and he did, of course, and then he Shadow Sneaked right after. Tornadus at about 2/3 health will not be able to live a +2 Adamant Shadow Sneak. I need this thing to be at full health, and I need it to KO with a Hurricane. And if he's at about 70% health, which after Life Orb, 2 Life Orb hits, because he's going to hit my Victini in a moment. I'm going to switch out, spoilers. So once he does that, he's going to be about 70% health, and it will be a damage roll with Hurricane to take out this Mimikyu. It's coming down to the wire this game. Let's see what happens. We got Victini here, so he's going to Shadow Claw actually, which I am amazed, but yeah, he would have KO'd, so I don't know why he went for the Shadow Claw, but he did. Hurricane does not KO. He lives on 1%, dies to Life Orb, and we are going to suffer defeat today. It's a bittersweet one. I think my planning was near perfect. There were a couple of little things I would have changed during that game. I definitely think that, for one, I probably should have just Volt switched into maybe my Victini, or maybe the Tornadus Therian, possibly with the Cobalion, rather than setting up the Swords Edge. That's totally hindsight, because I should have saved it for the Mimikyu, because Shadow Sneak would not have KO'd that thing due to its naturally good defense and pretty good HP as well. It's really unfortunate, really bittersweet. We're going to go to 4-4. It's still -1. I'll admit, because the differential we lost by was literally 0, we're not out. We're not totally out yet. It's going to be tougher. There's probably only one slot we can get to go to the playoffs, and that is 4th. But we will persist. We'll keep going forward. We're going to do the best we can. Thanks for the great game, Matty. I still think I played well this game. I think he played well this game. I think this was game of the year. Flat out, my opinion. If you agree, let me know in the comments. I think both players just played so well, and I really, really enjoyed it a lot, despite the unfortunate outcome for us. But anyways, why don't we get back to SportsCenter, where we've got Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers speaking about the game.
Yeah, it's going to be a missed opportunity that we'll probably think about the rest of my career. We were the better team today. We played, played well enough to win, and we can't blame anybody but ourselves.
Mr. Rodgers, what do you mean by you had plenty of chances to win?
We had some chances early and some chances late to do some things and didn't do it. Go back and think about it. I think, at times there was, we weren't playing, we weren't playing as aggressive as we usually are.
What, in your opinion, was the most disappointing part of the game?
Yeah, the losses are bad either way, but the way we lost, we're sitting there up 2 scores late in the game with the ball. You expect to put that thing away.
Can you confidently say that you will make the playoffs?
No, I can't.
How confident were you that you were going to win this game?
Very confident. Very confident we were going to win the game and start off and had some good drives, put some things together. Defense played great. I picked them off 4 times and forced another turnover on a special teams. But you can't let them complete a pass for a touchdown on a fake field goal. You can't give up a onside kick, and you can't not get any first downs in the 4th quarter and expect to win. Put it all together, that's how you lose games.
Flat out, do you think you should have won that game?
Yeah, I think we could have, but we just didn't execute very well.
Thank you, Mr. Rodgers. That's all I have for you. Have a good evening. That was quarterback Aaron Rodgers with his thoughts on the game. Next up on SportsCenter, we've got TTM Danza, coach of the Los Angeles Nidokings, with his post-game speech. To the fans and everyone in Nidokings Nation, I'm sorry. I'm extremely sorry. We were hoping to cruise to the playoffs, to play so well up front in these first 8 games that we wouldn't have to rely on people to lose. That was my goal, something the Nidokings have never done here. But I promise you one thing, a lot of good will come out of this. You will never see any coach in the entire country or world coach as hard as I will coach the rest of the season. You will never see someone push the rest of the team as hard as I will push the rest of the team. You will never see a team play harder than we will the rest of the season. God bless. We're down, but we're not out. Sights are still set on the playoffs. We'll see you next week against Iron Flash Gaming. Now that concludes this episode of Sports Center. I will see you guys next week. Peace out.